Okay, well, live. Well, so I put like I said, I put the agenda in the scheduling channel so you guys can check that out. And we can just start with check-ins. So maybe we can just go around and say what we're focusing on for comms and how you're feeling and distractions. So like intentions, distractions, and your focus for the week. Mitch, would you like to start?
Yeah, sure. Intention for this week is to make spicy memes and maybe follow up with some more community spotlight that I added to the agenda and whatever else that needs to be done for Gitcoin and give farming and all that wonderful stuff. My distractions is I just moved to Vancouver. So I'm in a new place here, and I have to actually leave from this meeting early. So, like maybe 15 minutes early, I have to jet. So, but I'll be here for most of it. And I will give it to Mia.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I guess my focus for the week is to get finished the newbie guide. I think it's nearly there. Had a good meeting with Ashley, and to just keep on reading through all the documentation. And I have no distractions. Pass it to Ashley.
Hey, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good today. Kind of hungry, so I'm a little distracted by that because there's so much good food around me. But yeah, my intentions for the call is just kind of check in, sync up, and my priorities for the week, I guess, is to get some of this gig economy documentation work done, check out the article and like revisit that a bit. And I think communication status, that's the main priority. And then also just kind of fill out this contributors guide as we go. It's really tough, you guys. It's kind of like, because it just changes all the time, even the way that we're doing the payments and stuff like that. So it's like really hard to explain something that isn't already in place, but it's coming along. And Mia's help has been awesome. She made an awesome document as well. So those are kind of my priorities, and yeah, probably go diving and enjoy Mexico a little bit while I'm here. So I think I'm the last one, unless Lauren, did you already say your intentions? Or I'll just pass it back to you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool. I'm feeling good. I'm happy you're all here. I think probably we can finish the whole call in 45 minutes and Mitch can leave at the end of the call. But yeah, so my intention for the call is to make it efficient and swift. My focuses for comms this week are predominantly like getting the things in order for the give economy. So like just kind of making sure that we get all the documentation done, and then also like re-sparking like oh yeah, I remember we were going to write a piece about givebacks, and like let's get the project verification stuff up there and the airdrop stuff. So that, and also I'm seeing a lot of things coming up from Giveth.io and like Giveth Trace, and just like there's like a few things that we need to that I think would be valuable to discuss as comms. So like also my focus is on just like improving some comms pieces in the dApps. I'm not distracted. And great. So I organized the agenda in terms of like things that were added that are new items, and then things that were from last week. And I went through and I added like all the like I went and added links and GitHub issue links for everything. I think we can probably get through everything, so I don't think the order matters too much. But is there anything like just off the top of your head that you guys want to like really prioritize and talk about first, or can we just like go in order? Okay, great. Let's just go in order. Okay, so starting with give economy stuff. So yeah, we were talking about, I think it would be really good. Basically, all I think we should do is just make sure that we agree on like who's owning each of these different parts. We had the documentation split up before. We didn't have anyone taking on like writing emails to givers of verified projects. So there's like this sort of open issue that's up for grabs. Ashley was going to write givebacks. Mitch is working on the give farm. I'll do the give drop and stream. I said I was going to do the give garden, but I think what makes logical sense since Mitch is doing the documentation for One Hive. We just put links, right? So I guess that'll just be you, Mitch. What do you think? Let's take myself off.
Yeah, I think we can borrow lots of it.
Okay.
And just kind of like insert our token name in there.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, or we could maybe write like a skeleton-ish kind of thing with the parts that are like Giveth specific. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be long.
No. Okay. Okay, well, I can still do that unless you want to do that. I don't feel strong.
No, you can give it to me.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Then I was going through the GitHub board, and I found that like we were gonna write a piece on project verification, like we were gonna write a Medium article on project verification, basically saying like that you can get verified and like what that's gonna mean later. Like this is something that we could like draft and put out first. Ashley, you were like, but it's the owner of this, but I don't think it's anything that's like really been in the works, and I wanted to know if you guys think it's valuable to do, or should we just like put the documentation?
Like a Medium blog post, you mean, about project verification?
Yeah, if you like go to this link here, issue 163, it was there from a long time ago. It was like a Medium blog post explaining how to get everything you need to know about how to get verified.
I think maybe we could do the documentation for sure, but if we wanted to do a Medium blog post, maybe we do it along with like making your project traceable and kind of like explaining that a little bit more as well.
Oh yeah,
and
good idea.
You know, kind of incorporate those two ideas together into one piece. I think that would be worth a Medium blog post, but probably not project verification all by itself.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really good. So maybe should we? This was something I'm not even sure about. I put it down like lower in the Giveth app comms. I don't know if we have it organized on how to actually make your project traceable. I think it was like where we're gonna have a flow of like selling it.
It's still in progress right now. I know like Ramin did a demo of it, but like the wording hasn't been like really QA'd very well yet, I don't think. And so yeah, that process itself isn't live yet. And then I guess there's also a question about how to connect people with that app, or you know, the thing that he made. Like, how are we just going to send an email to the projects that have been verified and then include it in the emails going forward about project verification, or like how are we going to communicate that to the user? So yeah, or whether it's like within the type form, the application itself, if they like check a box. So I think that's like the biggest part that's missing, other than the actual like pushing the stuff live.
Okay. Okay. So I guess this is something we need to talk to the devs about.
Yeah, or at least just, I mean, I've been following along and as they go, right?
Yeah.
It seems like it's pretty close.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. All right. So let's just leave that for now, and then so this week we can all focus on the documentation and just get that stuff done. So when you guys, I think I didn't put all the GitHub links in here, but you know they're all in there, so we can just like tag each other for like QA and maybe have like things like at least rough drafts by next week, if we can.
On the documentation part, yeah.
Just the documentation, yeah. And then we have this like airdrop post, which I was going to write, and Ashley, you were going to write the givebacks post that was started from before.
Yeah, I've updated a little bit. I've gone in, but that's also, it's definitely one of my priorities this week is just to go back over it and make sure that it's all still relevant and maybe just kind of like polish it up a bit.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome. So we were talking last week about having putting a Gitcoin bounty to like solicit people to like help us make a video for the give drop. I think it's still a cool idea, but it really needs like somebody to like champion this and push it forward, which like I just like haven't been putting the energy into and just like haven't been having the time. And also I don't really know how to do that or like what we should really say. And I think it would need like us to make a script, and yeah, I'd love some feedback or ideas on like if you guys think we should do this, and and how. Hi, Monique.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I don't know. if yeah. So the idea for the video is gonna be like the hype video, like the Gitcoin one when they did their drop, like that.
Yeah.
Is that the video?
Yeah, actually, what I think would be the coolest thing is if we had like, it would be so cool if we have an animated video explaining like the utility of the Giveth token and like how it's, it can be used in the garden for conviction voting, and it can also be like, put in liquidity mining. You can earn rewards, and sort of like how Marco did the give drop designs. We could kind of like touch on the same things. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys actually know how to make a Gitcoin bounty, or like, I don't even know whose idea this was.
I've looked at Gitcoin bounties. So I mean, I've like explored them, but I've never made one. I've seen some previous ones that have been made by Giveth before.
Okay. Do you feel like maybe investigating that, Ashley? Like not having to like make the video in the script, but like for now, just figuring out like how to make a bounty and like if this makes sense and if we could actually attract somebody to take it on.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think it would be a good idea to have it up before the grant round when there's going to be more traffic on Gitcoin.
Yeah.
So it's more of an educational video and less of like a hype video.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think it could be like a hyping educational video. Like it's like the Give token, all the cool things you can do.
That sounds
still keep
mutually exclusive.
No, you think? I don't think so. Because
I think educational video.
Well, I think with the give drop, like the way that Marco did it, it's like you could vote in the gift garden, you could earn rewards with gift farming. Look at your stream flow, and like we don't go into details of like how to make proposals in the garden and exactly how conviction voting works, but it's just kind of like the Giveth token empowers its community to lead the future of giving. Just something really simple, but with like cool kind of like animated graphics. Like DAppNode has one on their site, which like explains a DApp node with all these like little cartoons that like connect to each other. That explains how it works. And I think that would be cool and exciting and cute. But otherwise, like, what do you think would be just? Go ahead.
This would be something we would use for like the airdrop, like when the airdrop happens. So would we include airdrop information in there too? Or I guess the details we can work out later. I'll just explore the idea of starting a bounty.
Yeah, definitely. And
that basically the video is going to be for like the whole economy, right?
Yeah.
Like all the different parts, and you just touch on them briefly.
Exactly. Yeah. So that we're explaining that. I mean, so we could have it go out with the airdrop. So, but what it is designed to do is to show people that like the Give token has utility, and it's not just like a whatever airdrop, but it's like you can do cool things with it, and this is how the whole economy kind of like functions in like 1 minute.
Yeah, that makes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll be really useful.
I think so too. I think it would be really cool. Cool. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for checking that out, Ashley. Let's move on in the interest of time. Unless anyone has anything strong to say. No. Great. So Griff had posted a forum post. This is our Give blog post. So Hannah's going to take this on, but I just wanted to let you guys know about it. Griff posted in the forum about like how the Argive DAO is cool, and I don't honestly really understand it, but Hannah, since she's taking on this like role that has a lot to do with like Argive, she's going to write a blog post about like how the issuance works and how powerful it is, and like why we have, I guess, the Argive DAO, and we're also going to have the conviction voting. So anyway, when she kind of like starts up, she's going to also kind of join the comms team and take on that piece. FYI. So cool. Next thing is Giveth DApp comms. So as I was like perusing the things, like going through the boards and trying to like close issues and make things organized, I ran into a few different like comms related thoughts. Well, one was that I posted in the comms channel, which is that like right now we have 3 camps of projects on Giveth.io. There's like IO projects that are exclusively on IO and only accepting direct donations. There's IO projects that came from Trace. IO projects that then become traceable, which is the third camp, sorry. And then the second one, which is like projects that were only on Trace that like now are on IO. And yeah, Mateo was asking me just to sort of bring this up, but we kind of came up with like a really like rudimentary solution. Basically, just like how to explain to the user that there's like traceable ones and like just direct donation ones, and then there's ones that are like you could do both direct donation or do traceable. And basically, just for simplicity's sake, we decided that like IO projects, you just have the one donation option. Traceable projects directly link you to Trace when you click on donate, and then the ones that are both, it's like you have a little message that says like click here to make this your donation traceable, which then sends you to Trace. Yeah, I don't know. It was the most simple solution.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense for right now as we're working on the integration stuff and like exploring how they can be more connected. I think it seems good enough that way.
I think so too.
Yeah. Can I say comments, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, in my point of view, when I try to design it, I think there shouldn't be only traceable only projects because, when we try to mix these two dApps together, so there is a project that it may be traceable or not. So if you have, for example, a traceable project, you can donate to it, but I suggested that just the checkup will shown on a traceable project when they're going to be donate. If you see that picture I sent in the channel in reply to your comments there, I suggested it, but if you need any confirm from Marco or anyone, I think Marco is not going to contribute in that design right now. But yeah, I think that we just have the same design that we have. We're going to donate page, but when the project is only, it's simple, it's not traceable, we won't show up that check mark. But if it's, traceable, we show that check mark that if give the user to, choose it's going to be regular donate or traceable donate. That was my idea.
So just to clarify that, if the project is traceable and they click on the checkbox and they click donate, what happens? It redirects to Trace or?
No. It's donates to a campaign on the
right.
Trace
so the funds go to the campaign owner address on Trace.
It's not redirected. It just donates on the Trace backend.
Yeah, it's a direct donation still.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think that's a good idea. But we were talking before in the last dev call that like we're still gonna have just like redirecting to Trace for the time being, so that we have like more development attention on like working out the give economy rather than like making it kind of like super seamless, this like donating on IO and the donation's going to Trace without redirecting you. I think we had decided to still have the redirect in there. Not that it's better, just that it's like it's more efficient, and then we can focus the energy on the give economy.
I'm not talking about implementation and times and sprint planning. When I just trying to design, I just fill it up with my backlog.
Oh yeah.
And that was the idea about integration. But I'm really unhappy right now because when we plan something and get budget for it and it's expected to deliver, in a few days. When we just talk about something that we're not, convinced all around the galaxy, it's not good that we change the priority, but that the decision that we made before, because we have time, we are not blocked anymore. We use resources in another teams, and we have to deliver it. But no, but I understand that we can change our roadmap and we plan for it. And we think, and right now we don't have anything to replace with that issue regarding to give economy. So I think I'm going to sit with Dana and anybody else and revise the roadmap, and after that decide to think about the priorities. But when we planned it, we planned it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I hear you, Monique. I think that's important that we should get aligned on roadmap and priorities. But I want to keep moving on because this is the comms call and not get too derailed. But I totally hear you. And I think that's like a good way of communicating that in the long term if the focus is like more in-depth integration. But yeah, anyway, I want to keep moving on because we have a lot of things to get through. So
okay, but related to this issue, my suggestion is that we don't consider the middle solution. We just add a checkbox for it whenever it has priority to it done. Thank you.
Okay. Great. Okay, so Mia had gone through Trace and Giveth.io. I put this up here because, she was suggesting, what if we, instead of on Giveth.io, have like community and then community linking to join, we call it like the join page. And then there was also like a question of like, why do we have projects on Trace called campaigns and projects on IO called projects? And like, is this a good idea that we should try to like push to change these things to make the names uniform across? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts.
I'm all for that. I've been a strong advocate for it being either projects or campaigns on both platforms.
Okay.
Because it's so confusing, and when like new people trying to talk to new people and explain, especially walking through the process with Rivka and everything, going through the PBC stuff, like it's definitely something that it's very confusing.
So what I hear is that we just want to name campaigns projects on Trace.
That seems to make sense. Projects is a better name.
Projects, traceable projects, kind of traces.
Yeah, the traces are called traces. Wait.
Yeah, so that doesn't really change anything.
Excuse me, I think we won't have, trace terms in the future. They're temporary. Because we have projects. We have traceable projects and simple projects.
Yeah, but then we want to define like what are those sub goals, right? So a campaign, it can be a project, but then a project has like the smaller goals, right? So the payments, the bounties, the expenses, and we're calling them traces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we have to give it a name somehow.
That sounds good. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And what do you guys think about just like on Giveth.io changing? I mean, I think for starters, we could just change community to join. It says at the top, home, community, projects.
Yeah, and the slug anyway is join, so it's kind of confusing.
Deal.
When I click community and then the slug shows up as join, I think it should be join.
Deal. Okay, great. Sounds great. We're consolidated.
Can you,
remove that question mark.
just-
I'll make an issue for it.
Just tag me, I can change it.
Oh, okay, sure. Great. Okay.
The front-end developer Mitch.
So, next thing, oh man, guys, so the project on Giveth.io and the Giveth 2 project description on Trace are like still wicked outdated, and there are like 2 issues for this. And I think it's because it was in like the hands of like Danny and Willie, and they're like not really the most involved right now. So I think it would be so great if we could just update them.
The only thing is that we can't access, like they're the only ones who have access to it. So I guess we can write the thing for them, and then they can just like copy and paste it in there. But ultimately it will have to be them because they're the owners.
I agree, but maybe we could just get somebody, like we could, like I could own one and someone could own another one, or, we can just own them, and then that person's also like gonna push Danny or Willie. So like I can write the project description on IO, and then I think Danny's the owner, and then I'll just like DM Danny every day until she does it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that sounds great. I've tried to poke them both a few times and it's still just, I wonder if we can also use some of the wording from the Gitcoin grant updates that Mitch wrote. Like maybe you wouldn't have to rewrite it, you know?
Oh, that's a great idea. I'll just copy mostly what he says, I think. Does someone want to do the yay? Does someone want to do that for Giveth 2 Trace and then poke Willie?
The Giveth.io?
So
okay, I see what you mean.
On Giveth Trace, there's a Giveth 2 project called Giveth 2 that should be called Giveth.io, and we should rewrite the description entirely.
Yeah, but are you going to use the same one from the Giveth project description? Or they're the same thing, they're just on different platforms?
Oh, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Okay, I can
they're
do
just on different dApps, yeah.
I can do them both.
Unless you want to make them different, but it's talking about the same thing, if I understand.
No, you're totally right. Okay. How to onboard projects from IO to Trace. Oh, yeah, this is what we talked about already. Oh, God. Okay, so then there's this quality score thing. I don't know if this is really like a comms discussion. Maybe we could like bench it. Maybe we can come back to it at the end of the call once we get through everything else.
Governance, I don't know.
Yeah, basically the issue is that we need to improve the quality score for projects right now. Because it's like what we have is like what James had done, and it was like really basic and simple. So we need like to do some research and like come up with a way of like communicating this better. But I don't know. I just put it there. I don't know if it's a comms issue or what, but
I think it's good to have the discussion synchronously with developers to find out like what some of the technical possibilities are. Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'll just make sure that we discuss that in the next dev call.
For finishing that, scoring part, I think we have 8 story points in this sprint, a budget of metal time. So we have to do it, in my country.
We have to do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, so next thing is the community spotlight post that you added in, Mitch.
Yeah, so I figured it'll be probably a month square since we put out the last one, so we can do another one. Because we've got a ton of projects on the list now that should get highlighted.
Yeah.
And then just show our Gitcoin grants at the same time.
I think it's a great idea. Do you need anything else, or you're good because you have all the list of projects?
I'm good. I just if people say great, do it, then I can start writing it.
Yeah, I think it's such a great idea, and I totally support you in doing it. Did you already make an issue for it?
No, I just threw it in the agenda.
Okay, I'll probably go through this later, and if you haven't already done it by then, I'll make one.
Cool.
Great. Okay, so documentation. Our mission statement is on the forum, so I think once that's done, I can just put it. I think, Mitch, you can just add it in the what is Giveth. We just put our mission in the one line. But I'll just tag you on the issue because I'll watch the post. So that just tag me so I make sure I don't forget to put it in. Yeah. I left the covenant on there because I still wanted to tweak it a little bit, but I already know it's up. Swagger, I noticed that you put this up there. Mitch, did you need any any QA or feedback, or it's just it's on there, it's done, we're done?
No, it's literally 2 or 3 sentences added, so it's nothing.
Okay, great. And then Gardens documentation, I think, is probably still the same in progress, right?
Yeah, I have access. I've started editing it, and I put in a pull request to start updating the documentation.
Yay!
So it's cool. It's moving now.
Hey, could you link us? Maybe put a link in the comms thing here so that we could also just look at them. I would particularly like it if I'm going to write this. Oh no.
Yeah. And actually I was in the Gardens meeting yesterday, and we've got more naming things fun. Because I don't know if you guys know, but there's 2 different types of gardens. And so there's one that's bring your own token, and one is you use their token. Mm-hmm. And so they're really, really technical names. It's native token and pre-existing token, but it'd be cool if we could think of better names that are garden themed. Mm-hmm. So some of them were new growth or old growth or transplanted. They didn't like transplanted, by the way, but you get it.
Okay.
So just food for thought,
Nice. Is there
I know
an ongoing
what-
discussion about this? Like an issue?
I brought it up yesterday, and there was not really any issue, but everyone's signaled that they were for changing the names.
Okay.
So maybe just, if you think of something clever, throw it at me.
Okay, sounds good.
And I will throw the link to the Git book
Nice.
into this document.
Thanks. Okay, great. So the next thing we had already done, the reorganization. Thank you for changing that much in the tree structure. So the mission statement, we're almost done. I think it's probably going to pass, and then we'll just be settled on it. Then there was a GitHub issue about creating a Medium post about the process of how we revised the MVV. I don't know, like Forrest had created this a long time ago. I honestly wouldn't want to write that at all because I feel like it wasn't like the most like amazing process, but we could write something, and I think it would just be like if someone feels like inspired and they want to do this, to take it on. If not, then I'll just like close the issue.
I don't think so. I think maybe it's cooler just to like tweet about it and link our transparency videos.
I agree. Okay. Sounds good. Unless Ashley, me, or Monique, do you guys have anything else? Do you agree?
Yes,
I mean, it
for
could
sure.
be a cool thing to write about, especially, but we just had a Medium blog post, so like maybe at some point it could be like on the back burner as an idea of something that we can write about, as long as it doesn't get too far in the future, obviously. But, it could always be like a good fallback article if we don't have anything to like fill the space or keep engagement.
Okay. I'll put it in the ice
I
box
think-
then.
Okay. Just like mentioning that though, it's like we can post on our Medium more often than once a month,
Yeah.
because the community spotlight thing should be recurring, and I don't think it's something that we should ever drop. Because that's basically what Giveth is projects, so we should constantly be talking about them. So, leave it open. Just because there's stuff happening, like recurring, like this monthly thing, we should still be adding in more content than that.
I totally agree. I think it's good to like post on Medium more often, but I don't know. We're small. We're a small team. There's only so many of us, and we do a lot.
It's been slow, that's honestly what it's been.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I'll put it in the icebox regardless, and then we could bring it up at another time. Oh, hey, Danny, I see you just walked in. We were just talking about potentially writing a blog post on the process that we arrived at our mission, vision, and values. And we decided we could make an easy tweet about it, and then maybe put this in the icebox, unless you feel so inclined to want to do that.
A tweet about our process for reaching our mission. Oh, not a tweet, a blog.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could find inspiration for that probably if it's important.
It's not like the most important thing ever, but it would be kind
I
of
feel like
cool.
there's more important things to write about.
I agree. I feel like there's more important things to write about too.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna put this in the icebox and use our resources for higher priority things in the meantime. Great. Okay, let's move on. Gitcoin grant round 11. So Danny had Mitch's written thing, and Danny, we're gonna update it. Did you already?
Yeah, I've done it.
Okay,
so great. I made some tweaks to it. I saw Mitch accepted most of my changes. I didn't actually go back and double check it to see if there's anything different. I did update it already. Just the Giveth IO. I didn't update the Trace one yet. But I was feeling like it would be a good idea to get the email out to donors with at least 4 or 5 days before it goes live. But that felt like sooner than that would be too soon. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I'll update Trace and then I'll send out the emails on both here this week.
Great. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
That sounds good. What about the Galaxy? Did you already modify the
I made some changes. I removed old ones. I haven't gone through and added. I made a request for any Galaxy projects that should be included in there, but I haven't had anybody tell me any, and I haven't gone through the whole list to identify them yet, so I'll still do that this week too.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
I basically deleted the ones that I didn't want there anymore.
Nice. Cool. Okay, great. Yeah, great. That's a great idea. Okay, cool. So for the banners thing, that's done, which is really exciting. I mean, it's actually on Next now. It's on next.giveth.io, and Mateo did a real cute thing where he made it animated, so it goes like a little woobly. It's really cute. Oh no, yeah, I don't know. It's really cute. You guys should go to next.giveth.io and see it. But anyway, that's done. And we still need more memes. We got our meme party on Thursday. I saw that Mitch had started doing some, which is awesome. But yeah,
Mitch is the meme master.
Yeah, Mitch is the meme machine.
Man, I've been just dumping memes everywhere.
I promise I'll come back.
Okay.
In meme party, I mean.
Oh, good. Tomorrow. We have a meme party tomorrow at this time.
No, it's a very bad time, but I'll try to do it later.
Okay. Great. Okay, so cool. Next thing is the onboarding guide. Ashley had already said that you guys you're still working on this and that you had made some progress. Are there any other updates you wanted to put here to tell us?
No more updates.
Okay, awesome. So analytics, Mitch, I know you had already put them together for Io and Trace. Do we need to do anything else on this? Is there still anything outstanding?
No, unless you think there is.
No.
Sorry, I have an update. I talked with Mohammed today. I think he can take analytics stuff if Carlos don't have time. I think we can plan for it, Mitch.
That's fine. Yeah, but the only thing missing is just the front end stuff for Giveth.io. But in terms of collecting data to be presented, I don't think there's anything else that people want to see. So, just on actually Amplitude itself, not talking about the platform, I think it's done.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Maybe it's worthwhile to I don't know. I'll just maybe create a GitHub issue of figure out a way in which to present this data on the DApp or something. So eventually in the future we can put it on the front end of something if we want it.
Yeah, and will you tag me in that issue? Because I was going to talk with Fabio, who made the dashboard before with the Heroku app thing, and see how we can go about creating another dashboard like that with current information and stuff. So will you tag me on that and I can add to it?
Heck yeah. That sounds great. Awesome, cool. So moving on?
Yeah, is there anything else for me in here? Because I've got to chat.
I guess, well, I really modified a lot the listing and unlisting guide. This has kind of been looking ahead of the things. The listing unlisted guide, I modified it a bunch. I think we could maybe put it to a final review. I incorporated both your comments Ashley and Mitch. I think I tagged you on it. But I think it's pretty much good and we could just go ahead and use it unless if you wanted to just take one more quick read through. But that's the only thing for you. If you want.
I feel like we've reached a good amount of consensus on it.
Okay, well, I changed it at a time, but
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have a look then.
Just read it. Just read it and be oh, okay, it's good.
Okay.
Great. Thanks, Mitch, for joining. We'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Mitch.
Bye.
Bye.
You're doing a great job. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay. Great. So the next thing was the Give Economy design copy. I don't think anyone made any comments in the Figma, but I put the updated Figma there that Mirko copy and pasted the wireframes from Willie onto. But yeah, if you guys wanted to take a look and just kind of if you had any comments on the wording that I put in for the garden or for the give back section, totally welcome to.
I'll add this to my list. Take a look at it, Lauren.
Okay, sounds good. yeah, if you just like make comments in the Figma if you think anything should be changed. But Marco hasn't like actually done the final designs, so like no design comments, just like the text I wrote.
Just text. Okay.
Awesome. And then we have the terms of use, terms and conditions. I was going to meet with Mia tomorrow, and we were going to discuss. I was going to like explain to her a little bit further, kind of like what the idea is there. But
I started this already.
Oh, you did?
I did. I took the giving block terms of use. I made a copy and put it into a Google Doc. I put a link to the Google Doc in the GitHub issue.
Nice.
And started editing it.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Okay. Well, great. So, yeah, that's amazing. So, well, I'm going to meet with Mia still and just like chat with her tomorrow, but maybe you guys can then just like sync up on that. We won't focus too much on that. And
well, yeah, so just go look in the GitHub issue and there's a link to a document to review.
Sounds great.
For your meeting.
Thanks, Danny.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The GitHub issue was already created. I saw that Lauren unassigned herself and assigned it to Mia and I. So when I saw that alert, that's when I jumped in and at least started the doc. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So then we have the Discord promotional push. Yeah, I haven't written anything for this yet, but you know, we were going to invite other servers. Ashley was going to invite other servers to get our announcements, and then we were going to also shill Gitcoin and the Give Economy video. And I did actually tweet once our Discord server link to try to get more people in there, but I can do so more.
Yeah.
Do we feel like... Oh, sorry.
Do we want to plan like a day for this push, or like, you know, the shilling the Gitcoin thing is, do we want to plan like a time for that, like a deadline for everything to be ready by?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, just to like hold ourselves accountable.
I feel like we should wait. I feel like we should wait to do it until the round has at least started. That way when people follow the links to the grants, they can donate right then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. So maybe we do it like September 10th or something. Oh no, Mitch is going to have his post September 10th. Well, you know, we could actually, maybe the best thing to do is shill Gitcoin grants and Mitch's community spotlight post in the other servers. Yeah. I think that's probably better than shilling the Give Economy video.
Mm-hmm. I think that's wise.
Although the 10th is Friday. I don't know. I feel like servers are less active on Fridays than like any other days. True. But maybe that doesn't.
Well, we could do it on Monday. Mitch will post on Friday or on Wednesday, Thursday or Friday, and we could just shill on Monday.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
Do we feel fully confident in our Discord server onboarding process to be putting links out publicly? I know that that's a slow transition.
I feel confident with the onboarding process. There was like some updates made to the capture bot, and so they had some problems, but it's all figured out. And I've talked with the people who have been coming into the server and watching it, and it seems to be working fine now.
Terrific. Yay, that's awesome, because I know that's always a hesitation I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, I always get nervous like sharing a Discord link too, especially, or like putting a never expire one in a post. I'm like,
mm-hmm. Yeah, it would probably be good at some point to have some sort of cleanup procedures for inactive or spammy people, something in the terms that you'll be removed after a certain amount of time of inactivity or certain types of posts or something.
Yeah,
or maybe not, because even if they're not good members, they're still getting our numbers up. And when we get to 500 Discord members, we get unlock features, right?
All right. So maybe, I mean, it might not be necessary, but I think with the covenant being updated and the terms of use and everything being updated, we could use that as a guideline and be like, you know, and I can even add something in like the welcome message that, that includes that, so that they have to like agree to the terms of use or to the covenant when they join or when they enter. So it's always add another step in there.
Yes, and that's actually a good one. We do want to ask people to agree to the covenant and or terms of use. So people who are already in will need to do something that addresses that into the back.
Right. Yeah, so I can once the wording, the documentation is updated. I think the covenant's ready, right? You said, Lauren?
Yeah, I was maybe going to add a little bit of like on-chain voting and off-chain decision-making because the TEC had some nice stuff about that, but it's mostly ready. Wait, is it because you wanted to like actually post the exact text somewhere, or?
I'll have to look at the kind of messaging that I can do, but I know I've seen other servers when you join, it's like you check a box that says I read and I agree to this, and so maybe like putting the covenant in there, or even maybe like linking to it or something like that, and then people would have to agree, and that way if they don't abide by that, we can kick them from the server and not receive like some sort of backlash for doing so because you agreed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. I'll try to make it. I'll make it a priority to finish the covenant for reals this week. I mean, it's basically done, but I wanted to just improve it because the TC's one was better.
Okay. No, it sounds good.
Cool. Okay. Great. Then the last. So, is there anything else on Discord promo push that we want to discuss?
Maybe just on that note, maybe we just make sure that we have that implemented before we do the shilling on Monday. So that way when we're sharing this link out to all these different servers, then that's in place.
Deal. Okay, so it goes, Lauren finishes Covenant, Ashley updates like getting into our Discord things, then we shill in the servers. Oh, and Mitch finishes post, Lauren writes copy, Ashley invites all the people.
Yeah.
Go team. Okay. Okay, awesome. Cool. Well, so then the last thing, as I mentioned already, is this listed unlisted guide, which is done. I don't know. You can take a look if you want, but it's way better. I put pictures instead of like links to all these projects, and I reformatted it, and I wrote like why we're doing this and what the document's used for. We could even put this on our docs, I think. But so feel free to take a look. And then we just have two other items, writing emails. So nobody's owning these items yet, but basically we need to like write an email. We just need to draft 2 emails that we'll use as like auto push emails when a project is like deemed to stay unlisted and like deemed to be canceled.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be done this week, but does anyone want to take this on? Or we could just like leave it to someone takes it on later.
I don't mind taking those. I feel like I could rattle that off pretty easily.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I'll assign you to both those issues. They're at the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, and maybe being able to link to the guide that you created, might be a good idea within those emails.
Yeah. So final review on the docs, then Mitch can put it up on Giveth docs, and then Danny can link it.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Awesome. Great. So, that brings us to the bottom of all the things that I could possibly think of. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Hey, I got a question for you. So liquidity farming. When people are going to stake their give into these pools, don't you have to have some ETH too? Like for the pool, you have to put some of each?
So we're going to have 6 pools. There's a give ETH pool that's I think like a 50-50 balance. And then there's like a give ETH pool that's like a 80-20 balance. So it's like 80% give and 20% ETH. And then we have like a give honey pool on XDAI. And then like a give wrapped ETH pool on XDAI.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 single asset staking ones. We've got like a give only pool and a give on XDAI only pool.
Okay.
So in
So
some
the
of them
reason-
you have to put ETH, and other ones you don't.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons that, like, I'm looking at where my hesitations are coming from on using up all the ETH everywhere in our campaigns. So I have a very strong protective feeling around the reward DAO ETH and saying, no, that's not what it was allocated for. And unless we're making a decision to disband the reward DAO and reallocate those funds, I'm not comfortable approving a campaign for regular rewards on the reward DAO campaign. And I'm checking myself to find out why. I'm reading you guys' comments. But one of the things that came up in my mind is people who are coming in and receiving Giveth tokens, having ways to also get ETH to be able to test and play in the liquidity pools is one of the things that came up in my mind. That, and also I just don't think it's a good idea to get rid of all of our ETH in the campaigns, because there are going to be reasons why we want to distribute ETH to use in different ways and not just give. This is just my feelings, and I'm trying to attempt to rationalize them, but also it's the first day that I saw it, so maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and not care, and my reasons will be clear. But today, if somebody were to create a regular reward milestone or trace on Reward DAO, as the campaign owner, I'm going to reject it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think maybe this makes sense. Like I was just saying in the chat that Griff was saying we could also maybe put them in Giveth too, and that would pay out all our salaries. So if we could all put our traces, it seems logical to me, but no one's confirmed, that we all put our traces in Giveth too, like for this month, and get paid out in ETH from there. Then this discussion could be like brought up in the next governance call, and we can kind of like hash it out and come up with the logical conclusion.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that I'm thinking through why I had an immediate no to that, and part of it is, as the campaign manager, it has a purpose. So unless we're saying we're not going to do that anymore and to liquidate it, I want to approve a milestone or a trace that doesn't fit the intention of the campaign.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Frashelle just said
That's all I
we
have.
can definitely put them in grant ops, so we could put them in grant
Yeah.
ops for now, and yeah, go from there. Okay.
Okay.
Any other comms agenda items that we missed? Okay. Do you want to do a quick checkout? We got 5 minutes left. Let's just say how we're feeling and what we're looking forward to. I'll start. I'm feeling good, and I'm looking forward
Are you
to
on Discord yet?
finishing a bunch of things and then dancing on Friday. I'll pass it to Nia.
Yeah, I'm feeling okay. It feels like I'm still not 100% on top of everything, and so it's like still new information that comes through, and it's like at times it can feel a little bit overwhelming to be like, oh, I want to know about this, and then I want to know about that, and I want to know about that, and then it's like it just becomes too much, and so it's kind of like yeah, I think I'm just looking forward to just compartmentalizing things maybe a little bit more, and just trying to focus on one thing at a time instead of like everything at the same time. And I think that will help. Over to Ashley.
I am feeling extremely hungry, and I'm looking forward to chilaquiles and diving. And I'll pass it to Janibel.
I am feeling excited for more of my family that's about to arrive to the store any moment. And I'm also excited about understanding and how to participate in communications better and spreading the message of all the awesome that's happening in Giveth. And the other thing is, we're redoing all of our job descriptions and making new work agreements. And I'm thinking about how to communicate that as well too in some way. Because that we're a model for governance in a lot of different ways, and our hiring process is also one of those things to communicate. So I just came out of my meeting with Frashelle.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'll pass it.
Everyone.
Yeah, back to you, Lauren. We
all
done.
win. Thanks everyone for coming. Super nice calls call. And I feel like
Hey, one thing that brought up for me that you said, Danny, about like the processes and the governance processes, as we were talking about that blog post earlier about like the mission, vision, values process, like maybe we can do a blog post that's like all about just all the governance processes kind of in general, include examples from the mission, vision, values, include examples from like the roles and the hiring process and different things like that, like all in one. But we can talk more about it later. I just wanted to say that.
Yes, I'm totally in agreement with you. I was like, well, just by itself, the mission statement doesn't feel important, but as part of our governance overhaul, that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, love you guys. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.